Greetings everyone, welcome to my first annual Most Praiseworthy Games of the Year video, where I give you my highly personal and subjective opinions on the most praiseworthy games of this year, 2024. As a small gaming channel, I am unable to review that many games. I only reviewed 20 games this year, so it's very likely that I didn't even play your favorite game. Despite this, I guess I wanted to make this video to kind of celebrate my first calendar year of making gaming videos and highlighting the games that I thought were particularly commendable, especially narratives from a Christian perspective. I will be awarding 4 awards: Most Praiseworthy Indie, Most Praiseworthy Improvement, Most Praiseworthy Game of the Year from past years, and Most Praiseworthy Game of the Year. So without further ado, let's praise some games. The first game I wanted to celebrate this year was my favorite indie game of the year, Tactical Breach Wizards. While there were other great indie games this year like Another Grabs Treasure or Dave the Diver, Tactical Breach Wizards was a simple but well-executed tactical game, a mash of XCOM and Into the Breach gameplay that is stimulating without being frustrating. The puzzle-like nature of the game, combined with a sort of choose how many objectives you want to complete style of difficulty, really made it challenging but accessible. Perhaps the most notable thing about the game, however, was the incredible writing and great story. Humor is often difficult to convey, especially when dealing with difficult themes such as mental health, but the mood of the game generally comes off as light and comical, which allows the game to explore these more sensitive themes without feeling condescending or disingenuous. From a literary perspective, there are consistent themes that are surprisingly well explored, given that most of the development of said themes takes place just before some door-breaching action. Come for the defenestration, but stay for the therapy. The next award I want to present is my Most Improved Game of the Year award, and I want to award this to God of War Ragnarok. This entry is a little bit of a cheat because many might say that God of War Ragnarok came out in 2002. However, it only came to Steam in September of 2024, and I didn't play it until then. The 2018 entry of God of War and its sequel, God of War Ragnarok, surprised me in the best way possible. To be honest, due to my past experiences with the series, God of War 1, 2, and 3 on PS3, I was planning on skipping these games. The primary reason was that I had played the main 3 games at a recommendation from a friend, but there were 3 things that really kept me from enjoying them. First, the games were filled with over-sexualized and scantily clad women. Don't get me wrong, I do think it's preferable to have attractive people in games, but they don't have to be mostly naked or having sex. Second, the games were incredibly violent, with gruesome animations, particularly in the finishers. Finally, all 3 games I played were primarily about vengeance, themes that were incredibly dark in a everyone here is evil kind of way. Thankfully, the Norse-era games changed that in a significant way. It's true that the games are still incredibly violent with gruesome finishers, but it's clear that Kratos tries to avoid killing and war as much as possible. An even greater improvement is that the sex minigames and sexualization of nearly every female is gone. In fact, in both games, there is only one woman that I would consider sexualized in both games, and even that is brief. Perhaps most importantly, though, is that the games are no longer about vengeance. In fact, the games are a repudiation of Kratos' previous life, with 2 main clusters of themes. The first grouping is about fatherhood. There are a number of themes about how Kratos wants his son to be different than him. The second is about redemption. Kratos now understands that his past was evil, and he tries to reject this past, if not atone for it.
He faces a redemption he knows he can never deserve.
The journey of God of War, culminating in Ragnarok and its DLC Valhalla, is a journey of redemption for Kratos in the narrative and a journey of redemption for the series as a whole, which is why I awarded it the Most Improved Game of the Year. The next award is for my favorite game I reviewed this year that was not released this year, which I call the Most Praiseworthy Game of the Year from past years. And for me, this award definitely goes to Death Stranding Director's Cut. This game was a very pleasant surprise because I remember when I first heard that Hideo Kojima was making a game about, well, walking instead of Solid Snake. That was not good news to me. I took a look at this game mostly because I was looking to try something new, and this game definitely blew me away. I don't know if it's because I'm older now, or because I have a stronger understanding of artistic analysis, but I have a new appreciation for Kojima and his effort to create artistic and creative games. Death Stranding has outstanding cinematography, I think going with real actors and actresses' faces was the right choice, especially with Norman Reedus, Léa Seydoux, and Troy Baker. The voice acting, expressions, landscapes, and music are all incredibly moving. The gameplay is both relaxing but also deep, with complex systems that really make you think about what you are doing. In particular, the Strand system or the online asynchronous co-op turned out to be more than a gimmick in my opinion. I found myself planning ahead to think about how I can build up systems like zip lines and roads, as well as contribute to the community. Most importantly, in my opinion, was the story. The narrative has multiple layers and uses really powerful motifs to tell its story, and the story is one that I think not only aligns very much with the biblical worldview, but rewards well-read players with powerful allusions to the Bible. If I had played this the year it came out, I would have definitely given it the most praiseworthy game of the year, but since I didn't, it will have to live with the of past years qualifier. I am, however, looking forward to the sequel whenever that releases on PC. The final award for this video is probably not a surprise to anyone given the footage that I used in the introduction of the video, but the Most Praiseworthy Game of the Year award in 2024 goes to Metaphor Re Fantasio. I can't say enough good things about this game because it basically surpassed my expectations in every way. The Persona series holds a special place in my heart as JRPGs, and Re Fantasio tops them all in almost every way. The game is still a lengthy experience, but it's leaner and less frustrating than any Persona game before it. The artistic vision for the game is as stylish as ever. The music is as memorable as the previous games, albeit in a more choral and religious way. And while it sticks with a slightly dated cel-shaded anime look, it generally works. The game aims to be a very philosophical game with lots of concepts about literature, politics, and religion. Despite tackling such heavy topics, Re Fantasio does an excellent job of portraying nuances of different perspectives and presents its own reasonable perspectives that most people can probably get behind. The most amazing thing to me were the themes of the game, especially those related to that of the Re Fantasio, the Fantasy King, which you can check out in my Biblical Themes video. Overall, Re Fantasio is easily my favorite Atlas game of the 4 that I have played, for both its more mature themes as well as its more positive outlook. And of the games released in 2024, it is my most praiseworthy game of the year. I know that the gaming industry has suffered many setbacks in recent years, but despite the challenges to both individual developers as well as studios, players now have so many amazing games to play, and I appreciate you allowing me to share some of my favorite ones of 2024. I know that I did not review every notable game this year, but I at least hope to do a little better in 2025 and review both more games and newer games, although I guess that will depend on release schedules. By the time this video is published, it will probably be February, but may your 2025 be blessed and Happy New Year. That's all I have for you in this video. Bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If this video blessed you in some way, please consider watching some of my other videos, subscribing, or sharing with me some of your thoughts in the comments below.